The Bank of England raises their base interest rates again to 5.25%. What does that mean if you're a buy-to-let investor? Well, probably you want to get out of the industry. No, seriously, what should you do if you're a buy-to-let investor? Well, I want to share that with you, but before I do, let me share with you as to what's happened and what's going to happen likely. So the Bank of England have increased that interest rate, the base rate at least. So typically the banks will follow whatever the Bank of England has done, which is of course increase the rates. And they're probably right now in the next 2 days having emergency meetings, which they normally do on a Thursday after the Bank of England decide on what they're going to do, and they're panicking. So it's important to understand why the Bank of England actually increases those rates, and typically that's because they want to get inflation down. At the moment, I believe it's around 7 to 8%. Remember, I'm not an economist and I'm certainly not a mortgage advisor. Yet my understanding is they want to get that inflation down, and this is one of the methods they use. So before I share with you what you should do if you're a buy-to-let investor or landlord in the current market, let me share with you what's happening in the current housing market, especially in prime London. So when we look at the impact of mortgage rises when it comes to the property market, specifically in the prime London area, let's look at what's happened over summer, and if you want to see the whole recap, you can watch my video. But when we looked at that recap, we did see that there was going to be more stock available, at least in the last 3 months, and there's going to be less transactions. My belief is there's going to be an acceleration of this over the course of the next few months. And when it comes to the prime London rental market, we did see that there was areas in prime London that actually increased, specifically in central London. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen over the course of the last 3 months. My belief is this is going to slow down. But when it comes to rental income and rental rates, I believe that that is going to continue to increase. And if you're a landlord in the UK and you recently renewed, leave a comment below. Let us know what your experience has been so far. My advice to buy-to-let investors is don't panic, stay cool. Being a buy-to-let investor is like running any other business, or at least it should be. So sometimes you get some downturns and you've got to ride it out. I've spoken to a landlord just this afternoon who has enjoyed cheap money and good rates for the last, 18 years, 15 years? And now suddenly he's panicking because there's going to be a 2-3 year period in which we have expensive money. No. If you're thinking of moving out of the industry, it may be for whatever other reason long term, but don't do it because of these mortgage rates. It will change, it will go up and down, same way as the stock market goes up and down, and also crypto. And if you're a buy-to-let investor and you have cash, this may be the best market you can be in. There are people out there, of course, that do need to sell, and stock is not moving that much at least. And of course, this depends on areas. There are parts of prime London that are still continue to moving quite quick. If this means you could get a good deal because you're a cash buyer, but also because of the slow market, with the rental increase that we're seeing at the moment, those yields is only going to benefit you. So right time could be the best time to be a cash buyer in the current market. Now, if you are a landlord with your mortgage coming up for a renewal, my advice is plan in advance. So if your renewal is coming up, let's say around February, do get on the phone, do meet with those mortgage brokers and see what your options are. I also left a tip in one of those videos as to what you can do in between to see if you can wait it out. And if you want further advice on the London property market, make sure you book an appointment directly with me. You have direct access to my calendar on the link below.